And hello there! Let's keep your week rolling just right. The right mix of news and conversations. And whether you're catching us online, on TV, or on the radio, hop on, join the chat. I'm Paolo del Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful Day! And it is another gloomy day today, but of course, we are still commiserating with all our friends over in the Visayas region kasi grabe talaga ang impact ni Tino. And of course, we're also monitoring another weather system that just entered the Philippine Air Responsibility. So we're gonna try and give you a good forecast on its track and where we can expect it. Of course, apart from that, a lot of great news and a lot of great conversations up in store. It's a rainy day, but it's gonna be a musical day today.
Yes, we got, first and foremost, we are going back to the 70s, hence my denim jacket today and my big earrings. Kasi rockista tayo today, guys. Jeproks the musical brings back Manila's rock spirit. Alam mo ba yung Jeproks?
Yeah, cool.
Lakasalayaw, Jeproks.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know that. It also means fish, apparently. Yung literal translation.
Yung literal translation yan,
parang may
Jeproks.
isda na Jeproks.
So
Tama ba?
later,
Oo.
we're
meron.
going to be
No, apart
talking
from
to the director and the writer of Jeproks the musical.
Yes.
Yes, so
Of
that's
course.
going to be one exciting trip down memory lane. And another musical thing that's happening today is Day Mix with Kenan. Kenan is actually a volleyball coach turned OPM artist.
Yes.
Oh, diba?
If I'm not
From
mistaken
sports
sa,
to music.
If I'm not mistaken, sa NU siya dati. So, of course, that means grabe yung tradition niya of winning because that's what volleyball in NU is like. So, of course, I can't wait to hear Kenan later on. And of course, if you want to have your comments about the music, of course, kung may mga memories kayo about the 70s, if Jeproks brings you back in time, remember, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever. And Anne is waiting for your comments.
Yes, please. Comment sections are already open. You can like, share, comment, and subscribe. Facebook and YouTube. You can send your questions for our guests as early as now. And yes, mag-usapang 70s tayo, di ba? You know what? I'm gonna ask later the director, paano kaya nila, you know, how are they attracting yung younger crowd? Kasi syempre, I feel like yung mga Gen Z, hindi nila masyadong alam yung mga 70s songs.
I think it's in vogue kasi you had Rock of Ages, you had
Pero kasi
the
ages,
Eraserheads.
when did the ages become uso? I think it was 90s.
Yeah, but how do you get
but
to Gen Z?
this time you're throwing it back to the 70s. Yung ages kasi pero medyo alam-alam pa nila yung mga lyrics, yung mga ano.
Well, you don't know that.
Basa sa ulan. Yun.
Well, we're not sure about that. No, you gotta. I think me and
So
Anne and I had this really great discussion about how the 90s are so long ago that the Gen Z right now.
Classics na yun for them.
Yeah, which is what I get.
Which is true naman
Yeah.
kasi, diba? For me kasi when you talk about classics, yun mga 60s, 70s yun eh. But diba, of course, that's me, that's my age.
Classics pa rin yun, pero classical music na. Ganun level.
Grabe ka!
We're at that point in
So
history.
later pag-usapan natin yan for our guests with the director and the writer of Jeproks.
And just so you know, I'm right. Jeproks is also a term used to refer to a type of dried and salted fish, often served with served fried with beer.
You know
But
what?
we're
That
not
is
talking about
perfect
that.
for breakfast.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the different type of Jeproks. Okay,
Yes.
so of course we start things off by going on the road first. So Anne, take it away.
Yes, let's check the situation in major roads at this hour. First up, we're going to take a look at EDSA White Plains. Ooh, already looking very busy on the left side of your screens. Those are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. So if you're heading southbound, you'll be stepping on the brakes. Moderate to heavy traffic already on that area. Opposite lane, right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Cubao. Light traffic on that stretch. Now, here is what's happening along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. Left side of your screens are vehicles heading to Quiapo. Heavy traffic already on that area, guys, so a little patience if you're already on the road. On the right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Quezon Memorial Circle. Moderate to heavy traffic there as well. Now, heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Wednesday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 5 and 6 should be off the road right about now. until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now for our headlines, Typhoon Tino wreaks havoc in multiple areas of Visayas and Mindanao. The province of Cebu has declared a state of calamity after widespread damage from flooding. At least 20 were reported dead, while thousands are displaced. Meanwhile, Mandaue City is submerged in floodwater after Butuanan River overflowed. Some residents were rescued from Liloan. Communication and power lines are also down. Speaking on BNC's agenda, Cebu Provincial Administrator said the level of floodwater took them by surprise.
Kahapon pa lang, si GovPam nag-order already ng evacuation. So, this was expected, yung malakas na typhoon. What was not expected was the flooding.
And the flooding is horribly 2.0. Don't you think? I've never seen parts of Cebu this inundated. Ito po ba yung kauna-unahang pagkakataon nyo rin na makitang ganito?
I'm old enough, Corina, so I saw the effects of roofing. That was in the 90s. And it was similar to this.
Okay.
So that was the 90s.
Well, you know what, and we're taking a look at the flooding happening in Cebu right now, and there have also been netizens also taking a look at flood control again, as per usual, because of the amount of flood control projects spent in the Cebu area in general, Cebu City in particular. Of course, when we take a look at the amount spent, I'm also curious to know about yung capacity ng Cebu City flood control and of course the amount of rainfall that actually came down in a less amount of time, because if we take a look at how effective it is, obviously it's not effective. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like this.
Yeah, actually, Corina asked that last night during that interview. Sabi niya, is this caused by the amount of rainfall or yung mga failed flood control projects? And then, ang sagot nga is yung mga flood control projects, kung ano man yung mga projects doon sa area na yan, hindi siya gumana because nga of the flood that happened yesterday, and also because of nagkasabay pala yung heavy amount of rainfall and high tide.
Yeah.
Kaya nag-overflow ang mga rivers.
Yes, so places around that area, by the way, ang dami natin storm surge warning around the region.
Yes.
And I can't help but wonder if that also affected the entire situation. But at the same time, it's also about yung capacity ng flood control. Like how much was the capacity or is the supposed capacity of yung Cebu City flood control projects, and of course how much rain and other factors that we have to consider did they have to deal with that could explain this. Kaya I'm sure there's going to be an investigation. I'm sure there's going to be more on this, and of course I'm sure baka dadaming rally ulit.
But our hearts go out to all the victims of flooding, especially there in Cebu. Nakikita nga natin on screen yung mga lumulutang na sasakyan. The families already on the roofs of the houses waiting to be rescued. And I also saw a video of a dog trying to swim through the floodwaters and just really trying to survive. So we're praying for them. Sana ay ma-rescue at mabigyan sila ng tulong, ng aid na kailangan ng lugar na yan.
And speaking of, unfortunately, more bad news, because 6 bodies believed to be remains of the pilot and crew members were recovered on the side of a military chopper that crashed on Tuesday. Eastern Mindanao Command reports a Super Huey helicopter was on a humanitarian mission in Butuan City when the incident happened in Loreto, Agusan del Sur. Investigations are still ongoing as to what caused the mishap.
In other news, Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla says that 3 former DPWH officials could face charges of gross, inexcusable negligence. This comes as the ICI recommended investigations into former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan and former Undersecretaries Roberto Bernardo and Maria Catalina Cabral.
Some of it can be attributed to gross inexcusable negligence, if I'm not mistaken. Being the Secretary of Public Works, it was his job to make sure that things happen properly. I think that's one of the recommendations is really to charge them with gross inexcusable negligence.
Ombudsman Remulla added that it is possible someone could finally face charges on November 11 as the DOJ Flood Control Task Force expressed confidence in their first hearing scheduled for November 10 on the 5 cases they submitted for preliminary investigation.
The additional investigation we're doing, together with the help of many whistleblowers, named and unnamed, are the proponents and how they actually receive kickbacks.
I'm wondering if this first hearing on November 10 will be live streamed because I remember an interview with Ombudsman Remulla. Ang sabi niya, he really wants the hearings of the DOJ, the Office of the Ombudsman as well, to be live streamed. So malalaman natin yan on November 10.
Yes, of course, a lot of people would love to see it live streamed. We also noticed, or at least we can debate until now, whether or not the ICI in general in the past should have had it live streamed and whether or not it would have affected their deliberations and their decisions. But based on what we've seen, at least a lot of the reporting and a lot of the coordination with the Office of the Ombudsman and the DOJ, we're going to be hoping that yung findings ng ICI would have been worth it in the sense that, okay, hindi natin nakita. But then it hopefully what we did not discover in the public hearings would come to light in the private hearings, especially if this is live streamed. And a lot of people, I'm sure, will treat that as much CTV as well because this has been an issue for a while. And still, people are still counting up the days of when we actually see someone who will be held accountable for this flood control.
In fact, naka-ready na nga ang jail para sa mga makakasuhan and those who will be found guilty of their involvement in the flood control scam. Naka-ready na ang jail. They also inspected already the jail in Quezon City. So let's see kung mapupuno yan at least before Christmas.
Yes, of course, one of the things impacted by the flood control scandal and all of the things happening in the government is the stock market. Malacanang is confident the market will bounce back as the Philippine Stock Exchange closed at a record low of 5,828 or a 1.71% reduction.
So, confident pa rin po na ito ay malalagpasan ng ating gobyerno. Unang-una po dahil nandyan din po ang mga tulong ng BPOs, nandyan din po ang tulong ng OFWs, ang tourism, pati po yung fast sa economic growth natin. At meron siguro mga panahon na nangyayari mga ganito.
The PAL touted the new investment of Copenhagen Infrastructure Partners, or CIP, for renewable energy, committing $3 billion to an offshore wind farm project in Camarines Sur, marking their first investment project in Southeast Asia. BDO Capital President Ed Francisco previously said on BNC's Business 360 that he believes the drop in the stock market is indeed due to the country's current political troubles, but he is also confident the economy will recover.
We're fortunate in the sense that we've always been a consumption-driven economy, right? So our GDP will all continue to grow. We're steady. We're a 4x4. My complaint, or my only concern before was when others already going up to 200 kilometers per hour, still at 60 to 80.
Well, this is going to be one of the things that is a clear indicator of yung mga problema natin. When I take a look at the volume of money being lost in the stock market, especially for those who invest in it heavily, it is not a great time for them. We are now currently the worst performing stock market in the world. In Asia, I believe it happened, or at least it was made official, I believe last Monday, when the year's decline is now at 11%, the weakest showing in Asia. That's according to Bloomberg as well. So it has affected us. The flood control project, the amount of money that we're losing, the amount of confidence the investors, foreign investors in particular, do not have in what we've been showing. Of course, Malacanang did mention the whole deal with Copenhagen, but at the same time, it is still a long way back. The confidence is there for those who are more well-versed in stocks, as Sir Francisco
Yes.
mentioned a while ago. But it is still, at the moment, it feels like we're bleeding in many ways.
He says he is confident that the economy will recover. Malacanang is also confident that the stock market will be able to recover from this slump. But we'll see. We really need to work on the corruption cases, curbing this, diba? We want to see something happen.
Yeah,
and then
I
it
know
all
of-
follows suit.
I know a few people who stare at the stock market index and are like, "Oh my goodness!" So, yeah, I mean, let's see how quickly it does bounce back,
Yes.
if it does bounce back this year at all.
Now, in other news too, Filipinas make it into Forbes Asia's Power Business Women list for 2025, recognized for their part in growing the region's economy. One of them is Maybel Aragon Gobio, President and CEO of Robinson's Land Corporation, who has a 5-year expansion plan for the company worth 125 billion pesos. She also plans to raise the number of Robinson's Mall from 55 to 69. Also recognized was Mariana Zobel de Ayala, Managing Director of the Ayala Corporation, the 8th generation head of the company. She holds the property, leasing, and hospitality units of Ayala Land and is in charge of the mall's redevelopment program worth 17.5 billion pesos. Now, in world news, former U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. His family said Cheney suffered from complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. Cheney is considered by presidential historians as one of the most powerful vice presidents of the U.S. He was a driving force in the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003. He also fought for an expansion of power of the president and the vice president following the Watergate scandal.
Now moving on to sports, football icon David Beckham has been knighted. Now this in recognition for his decades-long contribution to sports and charitable causes. The 50-year-old former England football captain received the honor from King Charles III at Windsor Castle, a ceremony which Beckham called one of the proudest moments of his life, and jokingly said he wouldn't mind if his kids started calling him Sir Dad. A longtime supporter of the royal family, Sir David Beckham was just last year appointed as an ambassador for the King's Foundation, which supports education and sustainability initiatives. And of course, I have to get used to saying that. Sir David Beckham.
It suits him.
It suits
Yes.
him. It's expected, to be honest, because he is, I believe, at one point in time, the most popular Brit with worldwide impact. Apart from marrying a Spice Girl, I believe probably rivaled the likes of Kobe Bryant or what in terms of popularity. Even here in the Philippines, I remember when he visited the Philippines. He visited the Philippines a lot. And I've watched him play here in the Philippines. And I can tell you right now that the nickname that they gave him in the early 2000s were Golden Balls. And yes, golden nga. Grabe. David,
He is
Sir,
golden.
Sir David
Sir
Beckham.
David Beckham. And here's our tea for this morning. Okay, first cup of tea. The Miss Universe organization has issued a statement ensuring the pageant will continue as planned. This comes after some candidates walk out of a heated exchange at a ceremonial sashing of the candidates in Bangkok, Thailand. The disarray started when Miss Universe Thailand National Director Nawat Grisil, I hope I got that right, called out Mexico's representative Fatima Bosch. He alleges that Fatima was ordered by Miss Universe Mexico to not post promotion for host country Thailand. When Fatima tried to explain her side, things escalated quickly between the two. When Nawat called on security to escort Fatima outside, other queens stood up and walked.
Grabe yung drama. We haven't even started yet.
I know! diba? Usually the drama happens like what, during the pageant?
Yeah, when, you know,
backstage?
people say the wrong names or mishear their country, diba? Normally that's the case.
Oh my goodness, that is so crazy. Or announce the wrong winners, diba?
Well, that only happened once, right? But I think recently...
But that is just unforgettable.
Yes. I think recently there was a country, I think there was a confusion whether or not the host said Panama or Paraguay.
No, the host said Paraguay.
And then si Panama came
si
up.
Panama, mali yung rinig niya. So
Yeah.
akala niya siya, naglakad siya.
So, again, it happens. But then we haven't even started the pageant yet, guys. So,
and you can see the
let's
confusion. When I saw that reel, you can see the confusion in the other ladies. Like, why is she walking?
No, I mean, like, I'm so curious. I'm so curious because I'm sure there was a language barrier. So I was like, do they understand?
Maybe.
Right?
But the host really announced the correct country. And then it was the contestant, the girl, who heard it wrong. And then she
Oh, no,
walked.
sorry. I was talking about this incident
here.
here.
Okay.
Yeah. This incident here for Miss Universe, a recent one. Again, we haven't
But
even
at
started
least,
yet.
you know, it's going to continue
Continue.
as planned. So that's the good news there.
Will that boost the chances of Miss Thailand? I actually...
Well, it's going to add to the publicity of
I
that
think
particular
yeah,
pageant.
I don't know if it's
Most
going to be a
def.
factor. So we'll see.
Now, our next cup of tea, this I like. English actor Jonathan Bailey has been named this year's sexiest man alive by People magazine. Bailey returning to theaters in the upcoming Wicked for Good, as Fierro called the accolade a huge honor and a bit absurd, joking that he only shared the news with his dog Benson. The title has previously been awarded to Chris Hemsworth, known for playing Thor in the MCU, Hollywood icon George Clooney, and last year John Krasinski from The Office. So I was able to watch some interviews with Jonathan Bailey, with Johnny. And he is just really so sexy. And I love that the cast of Wicked, they have this reel congratulating him. And it was so sweet. Teka
Yes.
lang. And then they were wearing these Jonathan Bailey t-shirts. Like the entire cast of Wicked, even the director. So naka-t-shirt sila ng ni Jonathan Bailey.
Yeah.
I want that shirt too. Papagawa nga ako. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, sorry.
is our tea.
I
for
got
this
lost
morning.
in his music. All right, but that is our tea for the day. So, let's get an update on Typhoon Tino from Pag-asa after the break.
Plus, our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. So stay with us. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's still a beautiful day. This is Weather HQ. Typhoon Tino continues to leave its mark across the country after making multiple landfalls yesterday. Tino crossed parts of the Visayas with 5 landfalls recorded throughout the day. The first landfall was in Silago in southern Leyte at 12 a.m. Second landfall was in Borbon, Cebu at 5:10 a.m. Third landfall in Sagay City in Negros Occidental at 6:40 a.m. And the fourth landfall in San Lorenzo, Guimaras at 11:10 a.m. And the fifth landfall was in Iloilo City at 1:20 p.m. yesterday. Now, then early this morning, around 400, at 4:20 a.m., Tino made its sixth landfall over Batas Island in Linapacan, Palawan. As of 5 a.m. today, the center of Typhoon Tino was located over the coastal waters of Linapacan in Palawan. Now, Tino has slightly weakened due to its land interaction and now packing maximum sustained winds of 120 kilometers per hour near the center with gusts of up to 165 kilometers per hour. Tino has also slowed down its movement, now tracking westward at 15 kilometers per hour, continuing to pose a threat to Palawan. Now, Pag-asa has raised Tropical Cyclone Signal number 4 in several areas of northern Palawan, particularly in El Nido, Taytay, Araceli, and the Calamian Islands. These areas are expected to experience violent winds within the next 12 hours, possibly exceeding 180 kilometers per hour, capable of severe damage to structures and vegetation. Signal number 3 is now up in Dumaran, San Vicente, Rojas, and the Cuyo Islands, all in northern Palawan. Residents in these areas should prepare for damaging winds of up to 117 kilometers per hour within the next 18 hours. Wind signal number 2 is in effect over a broad area where winds of up to 88 kilometers per hour may be felt within the next 24 hours. This includes the southern portion of Occidental and Oriental Mindoro, the central portion of Palawan, including Puerto Princesa City and Cagayancillo Islands, as well as the Caluya Islands. Meanwhile, signal number 1 remains hoisted over parts of Luzon and the Visayas, including the rest of Occidental Mindoro, including Lubang Islands, the rest of Oriental Mindoro, the western portion of Romblon, and the southern portion of Palawan, including the Kalayaan Island group. In the Visayas, signal number 1 also covers Aklan, the rest of Antique, the central and western portions of Capiz, as well as the central and southern parts of Iloilo and Guimaras. On Pag-asa's forecast track, Tino is expected to continue to move across northern Palawan this morning before emerging over the West Philippine Sea. The typhoon is forecast to exit the Philippine Air Responsibility either tonight or early tomorrow morning. Beyond the Philippine Air Responsibility, Tino may re-intensify over open waters and reach its peak strength while over the West Philippine Sea. Now, Pag-asa is also warning the public of dangerous storm surges as Typhoon Tino continues to affect parts of the country. As of 2 a.m. today, November 5, a storm surge warning is in effect for several coastal areas. In Palawan, water levels may rise to more than 3 meters, enough to cause severe coastal flooding that can inundate homes, roads, and low-lying communities near the shore. In Occidental Mindoro and other parts of Palawan, waves could reach up to 3 meters high, making coastal conditions extremely dangerous. Meanwhile, Antique and Oriental Mindoro may experience storm surges of up to 2 meters, which could still result in flooding in coastal barangays and fishing communities. Residents living near the coast are strongly advised to stay away from the shoreline and move to higher ground, as well as secure important documents and belongings. Evacuate immediately if local authorities issue an advisory for your area. Your safety, once again, is the top priority. A gale warning is also in effect over the western and southern seaboards of southern Luzon and the western seaboard of the Visayas. Rough to very rough sea conditions are expected with wave heights of up to 6 meters due to the strong winds brought about by Typhoon Tino. Fishing boats and small sea craft are strongly advised to remain in port as sea travel in these areas is extremely dangerous. Now, let's see how our weather today is being influenced by the different weather systems affecting the country. We're going to start off first with Luzon. Now, going off to the northern part of Luzon, the northeast monsoon continues to bring cloudy skies with light and moderate rain over Batanes and the Babuyan Islands. You can expect cooler temperatures and breezy conditions, especially in higher elevations. Now, moving down to central Luzon, Metro Manila, Calabarzon, and the Bicol region. Cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and isolated thunderstorms are expected as they feel the effects of the trough or the extension of Typhoon Tino. Some of these rains may turn heavy at times, so be alert for possible flooding in low-lying areas. Typhoon Tino will also bring stormy weather over Palawan, Oriental Mindoro, and Occidental Mindoro. Now, over in Romblon, residents can also expect rainy and windy conditions as the typhoon continues to influence the area. Over the Visayas region, Typhoon Tino will continue to bring rain, gusty winds across western Visayas. Typhoon Tino's trough will also bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers to central Visayas and the Negros Island region. Now, meanwhile, in eastern Visayas, residents can expect a much improved weather condition as partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms are expected today in this particular area. Now, we go down south to Mindanao where the trough or extension of Typhoon Tino will bring cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms over Zamboanga del Norte and Misamis Occidental. For the rest of the region, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms is expected there. Now, Pag-asa has also issued a weather advisory for Typhoon Tino, warning of heavy to intense rainfall that could affect several parts of the country throughout the day. Over in Palawan, expect torrential rains exceeding 200 millimeters. These amounts are enough to cause widespread flooding, landslides, and flash floods, especially in mountainous and low-lying communities. Residents in flood-prone areas are urged to remain vigilant. Heavy to intense rainfall from 100 to 200 millimeters is expected over Antique, Aklan, Capiz, Iloilo, Guimaras, Occidental Mindoro, and Oriental Mindoro. These areas may experience prolonged downpours throughout the day, which could lead to rising water levels in rivers and low-lying communities, as well as difficult travel conditions on major roads. Meanwhile, moderate to heavy rains between 50 to 100 millimeters are also forecast in Rizal, Aurora, Quezon, Romblon, and Negros Occidental. While rainfall here may be less intense, localized flooding and landslides are still possible, especially in areas with sloping terrain or poor drainage. Residents in these areas are urged to take precautionary measures, monitor official weather updates closely, and follow any evacuation or safety advisories issued by local authorities. Now, that's a lot to consider because aside from Typhoon Tino, we're also monitoring another tropical cyclone outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility. Now, as of 3 a.m. today, the tropical depression was last located 1,830 kilometers east of southern Mindanao. Now, it has managed to sustain winds of 55 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 70 kilometers per hour, moving southeastward at 20 kilometers per hour. Now, we are still trying to go through everything with Tino, but to know more details about this tropical cyclone outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility, we have with us on the line Pag-asa Weather Specialist John Manalo. Magandang umaga, John. Thank you so much for joining us.
Magandang umaga din, Paolo, and also good morning to all our viewers and listeners.
John, pag-usapan muna natin yung track ng tropical cyclone na to outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility. Maraming natatroma ngayon dahil kay Tino, but what can you tell us about yung movement ng tropical cyclone na to?
Well, it's somehow bothering kasi yung fact na posible yung rapid intensification dun sa latest natin na advisory patungkol dito sa upcoming na si Uwan. By the way, yung ipapangalan natin dito, tropical depression siya ngayon. Pag pumasok siya ng Philippine Area of Responsibility, ay bibigyan natin ito ng local name na Uwan. Kaya siya somewhat alarming kasi yung rapid intensification o yung paglakas niya in terms of its category ay nakikita natin na posible. Ngayon ay tropical depression siya nung huling advisory natin. Pero sa mga susunod na oras, actually, posibleng at this moment ay tropical storm na siya. And then sa mga susunod na oras ay mag-intensify pa ito into severe tropical storm. At bago ito pumasok ng Philippine Area of Responsibility, maaari nitong ma-reach yung typhoon category. At pagpasok niya dito sa Philippine Area of Responsibility by Friday night or Saturday morning, afternoon, ay posible pa na ma-reach niya yung super typhoon category.
Mm-hmm. At when can we possibly expect yung mga effects nito? At the moment, we are not feeling yung effects niya because of Tino and of course outside of the Philippine Area of Responsibility. But if ever it does, and when it does rather, enter the Philippine Area of Responsibility, when can we start feeling yung effects nito?
Well, by Sunday, it's the trough of this typhoon Uwan, locally named Uwan, will already affect the eastern part of Luzon. And we have two scenarios currently, but based on our advisory, we only forecast up to 5 days. So if it's a landfalling scenario, by Sunday, it will affect the eastern part of Luzon, particularly Cagayan Valley region, including Aurora and most likely Quezon. And it will also affect the Cordillera Administrative Region, Central Luzon, and since it is a super typhoon, it may also affect, it's due to its trap or extension of its clouds, it may also affect Metro Manila. And our second scenario will be it may not landfall. So once it approach near the northeastern section or northeastern part of Luzon, it will move northward and northeastward toward the southern part of Japan towards Okinawa. But due to its size, it will still affect mainly the extreme northern Luzon and the northeastern part of our country.
So, John, para klaro lang, so may dalawang scenario, yung isa landfall, yung isa no landfall, but then yung medyo sigurado or at least yung high possibility is that it will be in the northern part of the country or at least eastern Luzon and the northern part of Luzon, yung talaga maapektuhan. Tama ba yan?
Yes, that is correct, Paolo. And dito rin papasok yung kahalagahan na maging updated tayo. Dahil i-update natin, dahil habang lumalayo pa yung forecast track natin, ay tumataas din yung posibilidad na magbago pa ito. Nakadepende pa ito sa iba pang atmospheric systems na maaaring makaapekto dun sa movement and yung track and yung intensification nitong upcoming na bagyo.
Na-mention mo that there is a possibility of yung rapid intensification that might reach super typhoon category. Ano nga ba yung mga conditions over the eastern side of the country that actually make it conducive for the rapid intensification?
That's actually a very good question, Paolo. Dahil yung sea surface temperature natin sa paligid ng Pilipinas, ng ating bansa, ay mainit. Ibig sabihin yung high sea surface temperature na yun, nagko-contribute kasi yun para mas mag-intensify o nag-generate yun ng contribution para yung energy na kailangan ng bagyo para mas lumakas siya ay nagiging mas favorable sa kanya. At isa sa mga factors na nagko-contribute kaya mas mainit yung sea surface temperature natin ay yung nasa La Nina alert tayo. At ganoon din naman dahil mainit yung sea surface, yung Tagalog na yung temperatura ng ating karagatan malapit sa Pilipinas ay mainit. Ganoon din naman dumadami yung evaporation at ganoon din naman yung cloud formation. Kaya during La Nina, ang epekto nito sa atin ay mas maraming mga pagulan. At yun din yung condition na nagko-contribute kaya mas mataas yung chance na magkaroon tayo ng rapid intensification.
John, we're gonna be watching this all throughout the week. Maraming salamat and of course, keep up the good work and hopefully we get to see you soon.
Salamat, Paolo, at ingat po tayo.
That's John Manalo from Pag-asa joining us there today. That is it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now it's time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope ngayong Wednesday, November 5. Simulan natin sa rat. Maging maingat sa online transaction. I-double check ang mga payment links. Yellow at 3. Kay Ox naman tayo, minsan ang best love advice ay mula sa isang kaibigan na hindi mo ine-expect. Green at 5. Tiger naman tayo, may kasamahan sa trabaho na nagpapakita ng inggit. Dead mo lang, kaya mo lang mga bashers. White at 6. Kay Rabbit naman tayo, nagiging sensitive ka. Siguraduhin hindi galing sa stress ang pagiging OA, ha? Purple at 9. Kay Dragon naman tayo, iwas sa biglaan at malamig na hangin. Baka matrigger ang migraine. Blue at 2. Kay Snake naman tayo, a new temptation awaits. Huwag sirain ang trust ng partner. Red at 1. Ito naman, Care of the Horsey, maging proud sa totoong ikaw. Nobody's perfect. Gold at 4. Kay Year of the Ship naman tayo, huwag matakot magsabi ng hindi kung sobra na ang hinihingi sa'yo. No means no! Gray at 8. Year of the Monkey naman tayo, good day para i-review ang mga subscription mo. Baka pwede na i-cancel yan, sayang pera. White at 6. Kay Rooster naman tayo, may gustong magpabibo sa harapan ni boss. Huwag patulan, hayaan mo siya mag-focus sa trabaho mo. Blue at 7. Doggy naman tayo, malapit nang matapos ang task na matagal mo nang pinagpaguran. Konting push pa. Brown at 5. Kay Pig naman tayo, may good na feedbacks na makukuha mula sa taong hindi inaasahan. Pink at 1. Paalala lang ha, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
you as always, Master Hans Kua.
And of course, we gotta move on really quickly because I'm so excited for our next guest. Because Manila's rock spirit is back, and it's loud, proud, and totally Pinoy. Jeproks the musical takes us back to the 1970s this November. Featuring the songs of legendary Filipino rock star Mike Hanopol, this show celebrates the Jeproks attitude. Cool, rebellious, and forever relatable. To tell us more about this rockin' trip down memory lane, we're joined by the brilliant team behind it all, director Frannie Zamora and playwright Nick Pichay on The Hangout. I said it wrong. I want to call myself out here because I said Mike Hanopol's name wrong.
Yeah.
Right, just reading it. So, galing lang ang weather and now a storm is coming for me. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Nick and Frannie to the show. Beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a beautiful day. Thank you for having us.
Okay, so first of all, wow, I'm embarrassed. Ang pangit ng simula ko. But let's
No,
start.
it's okay.
Okay,
Maybe
Di
it's
ba
not.
cute ka naman eh?
It wasn't your generation.
No, actually, I want to bring that up because we talk about generations because 1970s is a very distinct time. I was listening to the music from that time, Don De La Cruz Band, Mike's music in the past as well. Iba talaga yung tono, iba talaga yung sound that I don't feel that we hear this often. When we talk about Jeproks, why bring it back now in particular?
Well, first of all, there was a fan of Mike Hanopol who sort of like got the idea that we should do something about Mike Hanopol.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. Pero talagang kailangan ding ibalik natin yung music of that era because I think it becomes a cycle that it was born out of some kind of crisis in the 1970s, and now we have some kind of political and
Yes.
weather crisis as well. No, so it's a good thing to go back to that part of our musical history and figure out what we can learn from it.
Parang ang history repeats itself.
Yes.
So yung mga pangyayari before, parang nangyayari lang din ulit. And isang interview parang sinabi na the younger generation may not be familiar with these particular songs, but they are familiar with the feeling.
Yes.
So yun ang dinadala dun sa play na ito. And it's parang a generational bridge, no. I wanted to ask, paano nyo na what was your way of like gathering itong mga Gen Z audience and making them makarelate sila dun sa feeling and vibe nitong 70s musical na ito?
Sige, ako na muna. Sige, ako muna. Siyang sumulat, si Nick. No?
Yeah.
So, sana pag-usapan namin before itapusin niya yung buong libreto.
Oo.
Sabi niya sa akin, Frannie, this is set in the 70s. Pero gusto kong treatment mo, timeless. So, andun pa rin yung mga salitang baliktad, di ba? Repa pips, yung mga ganon.
Yeah, yeah.
Pero nagdagdag kami ng mga updated, yung mga ginagamit na salita ngayon ng mga Gen Z at millennials for them to identify. Baka identify sila kasi hindi talaga nila alam ang 70s. Hindi nga nila kilala si Nora Honor yung mga Gen Z ngayon.
Yes.
Ganun
Magugulat
ka-bad
ka
ang
talaga. Yeah.
Hindi naman bad, ganun sila relax. Diba? Wala silang care sa history. Unlike us before, yung nung nag-start kami sa theater, we really learn kung sino yung pinag-aaral namin, kung sino yung mga nauna sa amin.
Yeah.
Ngayon, hindi required. So, kailangan dito, pag nanood sila, gusto ko maka-identify sila sa mga scenes na mapapanood nila at sa sitwasyon na makikita nila at maalala na, uy, nangyayari pa yan ngayon.
Yeah.
Yun ang buong Jeproks.
So yung Jeproks, it's actually nostalgia,
Yeah.
but it's also contemporary in that sense. Kasi parang kinapture namin yung 70s era, pero hindi namin kinalimutan na yung mga manunood is now. So kailangan maka-identify din sila dun sa mga eksena. So katulad nga ng sinabi ni Frannie, it's timeless. Pag nakita mo, para siyang 70s, pero maiintindihan mo na it is happening today.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Derek, it actually brings me to my next point because, okay, kung babalikan natin yung 70s, it was a very controversial time for many people.
Yeah.
Simply because of back then, of course, the first Marcos administration. You had all of the protests happening. Until now, Sir Mike's music was actually part of certain albums dedicated to the celebration of the EDSA revolution. And at the same time, he also mentioned in a recent interview that the music back then, the meaning back then, minsan nag-iiba yung meaning to what it is right now.
Today, yeah,
So
that's true.
when you talk about yung challenge na yon as a director, kasi that is so much to consider. The era,
yan,
the lyrics, tapos the musicality, there's so much to put it all together. Hindi ka ba na-stress?
Na-stress ng konti. Kasi this is my first production na musical na medyo pinag-uusapan yung tungkol sa gobyerno.
Yeah.
Hindi ako gumagawa kasi I'm apolitical.
Okay.
My father died because of politics. So,
Okay.
nagka-trauma ako ng kaunti. So, ayoko i-touch talaga.
Okay.
But na-challenge ako sa script niya eh. So, nung pag binabasa ko, padagdag ng padagdag. Yung mga scenes na wala na sa script niya, pero sabi ko, doon papunta yung storya eh.
Yeah.
So sabi ko, hindi ko mapigil. Sabi ko ganyan. Kasi pag nagde-direct nga ako, nagre-rehearsal kami, sumisigaw yung cast, direct ang bad mo. Bakit mo na naman dinagdag yan? Kailan mo naisip yan? Ngayon lang. Ganun ako eh. Yung instinct ko kasi pa kailangan, gusto ko nakikita silang gumagalaw. And then regarding the music, nag-update kami. We changed the whole arrangement within dun sa mismong play proper. And then, nag-update din ng konting lyrics.
Okay.
So, with the permission, of course, Sir Mike.
Mike Hanopol, of course. Paano nyo sinelect? Like, which songs to put
Nagbigay
into the play?
Nagbigay si Sir Mike ng mga songs na kung anong pwede namin gamitin. This is kung sa legal namin, sa contract.
Oo.
And then we asked, sabi ko nga sa kanya, doon sa producer namin, si Mr. Johnny Blue, yung ibang songs hindi papasok. Can you ask Johnny, Sir Mike, na kung pwedeng we can use this song. Ako nang bahala, sabi niya ganyan.
Anong reaction ni Sir Mike?
Excited
knowing
siya.
that this is happening?
Excited siya, kaya lang
Okay.
sa contract, supposedly dapat every night siya magpe-perform 1 or 2 songs after the play.
Oh,
Kaya lang,
surprise yun.
Surprise yun.
Sorry.
Pero,
We announced it here on the show.
Yes, first
diba?
time.
Yes.
Pero, mukhang mas sigurado siya sa opening, which is November 20.
November 20. Ooh,
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
You know, he's turning 80 years old, so nililimit na namin yung kanya exposure.
Okay.
Mahirap magkaroon ng, wag naman, pero yung accident, ito, pagpanik sa stage,
Of course.
di ba?
Yes,
He's from the south, malayo siya.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, Sir Nick, when writing Jeproks, normally kapag sa mga musicals, mga play, it's normal to say, let the words do the work. Like, trust in the words. And sa lyrics ni Sir Mike, there's so much to trust because ang dami niyang sinasabi. There's ang daming kwento just listening to the music. That's why I enjoy music from that time. Kasi talagang may kwento talaga eh. And how difficult or how much easier was yung proseso na yan in actually making the script, making the libretto, and working with the music?
Mahirap yun eh kasi parang it's a jukebox musical.
Yeah.
And as you know, a jukebox musical, you sort of fit the music into a situation that fits the situation and vice versa. So it took me a while. In fact, it did not take me to write the music into the sequence, no? So sabi ko, eto yung sequence natin, tulungan nyo na lang akong ilagay yung music. Ang maganda dun sa arrangement ni Joed Balsamo, you can hear the original, but you can also figure out the emotional context within which the music or the song is going to be sung.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, abangan na lang. Okay na okay siya.
Can you tell us, Sir Nick, ano ang gist nung the whole musical itself? Jeproks, what's
Yun
it
na.
all about? Diba?
Well, it's about a musician who, despite the objections of his father, continues to become a musician, continues to become an artist. So parang ang ina-unbox namin ay ano bang mahalaga, yung gusto ng mga magulang mo, your social obligation, your family obligation, or your self and your self-expression. And then, sa bandang huli, it becomes a more nuanced parang exploration of what will you prioritize, yourself or your country? So abangan
Napunta
nyo yun.
ron.
Kung paano namin sa tinuhog,
Tinuhog.
yun ang magiging, we don't want to do a spoiler alert, come and watch.
But the cast is incredible. How
Yeah.
did you select this cast? We're
Han-
talking about...
Handpick, of course,
yeah.
we have Jet Pangan of the
Yep.
Dawn,
Yes.
David Estra, Geneva Cruz, Nino Alejandro, Jeffrey Hidalgo, and this coloratura singer, Sheila Ferrer, who's doing a very, very important role.
Very important role. Parang gusto kong tanungin, ano itong very important role na
Spoiler
ito?
na
Secret
yan.
ba?
Hindi
O ito
naman,
sasabihin ni Direk?
siya yung
Oh.
love interest ni Miko na played by David Esra, pero siya pala yung leader ng mga activists.
So the play starts very like
Very light.
very personal. Yung tatlong magbabarkada na gusto nila mag-combo.
Oo.
Tapos they will get involved in the rallies and protests of the 70s. So
Okay.
aabot tayo sa martial law.
Okay.
But how we treat martial law, we cannot say now. You have to watch.
Yeah, you have to
Yes,
watch.
yes,
Oo.
yes.
No, it's interesting because I'm not sure if yung cast members actually encountered many of the situations in the play. So, Direk, given that,
Parang wala sa kanilang naka-experience
Yeah,
experience naman.
oo.
They're young, mga bata Si medyo umabot ng konti, si Jet.
yes.
Si Jet Pangan.
Yeah.
But the rest, they're millennials, Gen Z.
Okay, because that's really interesting to me because this is an experience that you have had. You've lived through yung era na yun.
Yeah.
And Direk, is there any cast member or any character in the play na nakakita mo yung sarili mo, you can relate to a bit more, that you were actually able to communicate to the cast right now, like this is what I felt and this is yung kailangan i-portray.
Actually, there's a lot of scene na nakikita ko yung sarili ko na hindi ko sinabi sa kanya na parang ako yan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sabi ko nga sa kanya, kaya masyadong personal sa akin tong play na to. Itong musical na ito. Kasi nung i-declare yung martial law, ang father ko nga nasa police, alam ko na.
Okay.
Tapos ginawa niya, ganun yung eksena, sabi ko, hindi ko sinabi sa kanya yun. Ngayon ko lang sabihin sa kanya.
Wow.
Sabi ko, kasi dun sa dulo, hindi ko pwedeng i-reveal Basta may revelation after a revelation na mangyayari. This is a very, very exciting play. And I think, parang bago to, no? It's a new treatment for a musical. First time na mangyayari ito na parang may mga suspense.
May suspense.
I like that.
So, ang manonood dito, not just people who can understand and relate to the events of the 70s, pero we're expecting also a younger crowd, yung mga Gen Z, millennials na, aminin na natin, some of them might not be familiar with the events that happened before, di ba? So, paano nyo i-connect yun, connect the dots, that anyone, kung sino man yung manood, will be able to feel the vibe of the 70s musical, and at the same time, what are the emotions na gusto nyong baon nila paglabas nila ng cinema?
That's a mouthful. No? So, una, I want to say that the musical is important on it has an importance on many levels. So, on one level, nag-research ako maraming mga kabataan ngayon gusto nilang mag-combo,
Band.
Yes.
So, they might want to come and watch because Mike Hanopol and his generation were the iconic foundations of
Yes.
Pinoy rock.
Yes.
Noong unang panahon, hindi tayo nakikinig or hindi pinapakinggan sa radyo ang rock bands na local.
Yeah.
Ang nanguna talaga, ang precursor ng OPM was that generation, yung Juan de la Cruz Band,
Yeah.
So, they might want to come and see where they came from. Kasi great-grandfather nila si Mike Hanopol. On another level, parang musical to. So, musical is light. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka doon para humagulgol. Pero it's martial law.
Yeah.
So, kailangan we have to go back and think, what happened during this period? And it's rather grave. So, pag pumunta ka doon, kailangan yung musical namin balances that lightness and that gravity.
Okay.
And then third, you have to come and enjoy and groove to the rearrangement of Joy Balsamo and
The rest of the cast.
And the rest of the cast. So if you're from that generation, come and watch for the nostalgia. If you're not from that generation, come and watch and see where you came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then kung ilalagay mo na sa simpleng salita, isang malaki siyang trip. Ganun lang siya. Ganun lang siya.
I love it. Of course, for those wondering, kasi Dave siguro gusto na makita yung track list. Could you give us an example? Is it spoiler ba to if we go and ask what
Some
were
of
the
this,
bigger
oo.
hits that people will actually go and enjoy if they watch Jeproks?
Of course, the famous songs of Mike Hanopol, especially yung Jeproks.
Yes,
diba?
Salaya,
of course.
Pero it
Masaya.
was given a different arrangement. In-update.
Okay.
Binagay sa sitwasyon, sa eksena.
Yeah.
A lot of songs of Mike Hanopol like what's this? Balong Malalim, Buhay Musikero, marami. But there's about 20 songs.
20
And then the Hagibi songs.
Oh,
Kasama
Yes,
rito.
kasi sinulat ni
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike Hanopol
Use the
yan.
mentor.
Eto ang trivia
Oh,
dyan.
previous,
First
yeah.
2 album ng Hagibi, si Mike lahat ang nagboses.
Wow!
Yes. Ganun to sa amin ni
Hindi
Mike.
pa secret yun.
Alam na nila yun. Binuking na ni Sir Mike. Sa
Okay
marami
lang
niyang
kung
interview.
secret siya, dito nila
sa
malalaman
Bilyonaryo.
on
Beautiful
Bilyonaryo.
Day.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
beautiful day.
Oh,
diba?
thank you pala for inviting.
No.
Of
Thank you for coming
course,
on over.
yes.
And of course, we want people to come on over and catch your show. When and where can they get tickets?
I'd like to take this opportunity to invite all of you who's watching this program to come and watch and support original Filipino productions, original Filipino musical productions. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa kaming sponsor.
Nako, this is the
So I'm
perfect platform.
pleading to all my
Yes.
corporate friends, businessmen, theater enthusiasts to please support us. Meron pang nalalabing araw. Sige na po, kasi this is the first venture of our producer, Johnny Blue, who's also a musician.
Yeah.
He has a band, Uncanny One, yun ang pangalan ng kanyang band. And he's a very nice guy. Ayoko siya matroma. Gusto kong bumalik yung kanyang in-invest, di ba? Sana man lang supportahan na mas maraming makaka-afford. Nag-sale na kami. Umangat naman yung ticket sales.
Okay.
Halloween sale.
We are definitely going to be there. How long is this going to be running?
2 weekends lang, but
2 weekends,
10
okay.
shows. This is starting November 20, 21, 22, and 23. And the following weekend, wala lang kaming Sunday because November 30 yung Sunday. May maraking
Yes,
rally.
the rally, of course.
So, minove namin sila ng November 23. So, we have 2
Okay.
shows on November 23. So, this is at the GSIS Theater. Ang ganda naman. Ross Boulevard, near the Senate, where he works. Yeah, sa
Ayun
ligat.
yun yata yung secret. Seeing the reaction ni Sir Nick, parang, ay, okay.
Sige,
Okay.
laglagan na.
I love it. Grabe yung laglagan dito. The revelations of this show.
I know.
All right, and before we reveal too much, we like ending the show on a positive note.
Yes, Direct Frannie, Sir Nick, our show is called Beautiful Day. What makes your day beautiful? Let's start with Direct Frannie.
Beautiful.
Oo.
Being positive.
Being positive.
Always be positive. Yeah.
Sir Nick.
Ako being woken up by my dog. Random, hello.
Hey,
O, di ba nanonood?
I love that. I love that. That is
And a good coffee.
Coffee, of
Thank you.
course.
Sarap yung coffee niyo.
Sarap ng kape ko. I'm
Thank you
very
so
happy with
much.
mine. Thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us.
too. Thanks
Yes,
too.
and break a leg po. And we're so excited to hear more. And of course, bring
Manonood
back
kami ni
that time.
Paolo
Invited
dyan.
kayo dito.
Yes,
Salamat.
yes.
Thank
we'll
you so
be
November
much.
20, sabihin nyo lang sa akin, kay Jeannie.
Okay, perfect.
Thank
All
you,
right. So
Direk.
again,
Thank you, Sir
Director
Nick.
Ran
Thank you
Zamora
very
and Playwright Nick Pichay from Jeproks Pichay. Sorry. Mali yung ano. Like you read it. You read it with me. You read it with me. I read what's on. Na Ron Burgundy ako dun Okay.
yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us again. Really appreciate you.
Now imagine chasing 2 dreams and winning in both. He trains players and now he's training his boys. Coach Jai from NU Women's Volleyball Team is here to jam with us as Kenan, the artist he's becoming. We'll talk about passion, discipline, and playing in 2 worlds when Beautiful Day returns after a short break. more. Welcome back to Beautiful Day. From hitting spikes on the court as the NU women's volleyball team coach to hitting the right notes, he's now serving up his music career with his debut single. Live at the BNC studio, here's Kenan as he performs Sabi Mo right here on Day Mix.
Nagwawalwal ng mag-isa, hindi alam ang gagawin, kung paano ba magsisimula. Ang sabi mo, ang lahat walang hangganan. Ang sabi mo, walang maiiwanan. Akala ko'y sapat sa'yo, o baka nga sa panaginip lamang. Lahat ay aking gagawin para lang maunawaan. Ang sabi mo, ang lahat walang hangganan. Ang sabi mo, walang maiiwanan. Yan ang sabi mo. Ang sabi mo, ang lahat walang hangganan. Ang sabi mo, walang maiiwanan. Ang sabi mo, maghaharap sa dambana. Ang sabi mo, ang lahat magliliwanag. Ang sabi mo, kahit kidlat ay haharangan. At sabi mo, pag-ibig mo'y walang hangganan, walang hangganan. Walang hangganan. Ang sakit di mapura. Walang hangganan. Ang sakit di mapura. Walang hangganan. Ang sakit di mapura.
Kenan, right here on Beautiful Day. Welcome to the show. Come join us, please. Galing.
Oh my
Salamat
goodness.
po.
All right.
Kenan, welcome to the show. You're also known as Coach Jai,
Yes, po.
assistant coach ng NU Women's Volleyball Team. Pero ngayon, you're playing on a different court. Music scene naman ngayon. Paano nagsimula yan? How did that shift happen? From coach to singer? Sige.
Actually, medyo ano talaga siya, serendipitous. That's how I would describe it.
Oo.
Kasi I made a jump from one university to another.
Okay.
So I transferred schools. I coached before sa ibang university and then I transferred to NU. And then when I got to NU, ang unang naging music stint ko with them was singing the Christmas ID song for 2024.
Seryoso ba yan?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was asked to sing it. And then nung ni-record ko yung song sa Velvet Playground sa Marikina, after ko mag-record nung song, I was asked right away kung willing daw ba akong kumanta ng original compositions. Syempre, sino ba ako para tumanggi?
Of course. Oo.
So ayun, one thing led to another. And then, ayun, for some reason, nasign ako ng Sony Music Entertainment Philippines and now I'm here at Beautiful Day. So, I don't know how I got here, but thank you God for all of these blessings and
Grabe.
opportunities.
Grabe yung kwento na yun because again, normally sa mga sports teams yung initiation kumbaga is pinapakanta yung mga bagong player. Paano ka is that how you got discovered sa NU na nalaman, uy, magaling pala to? How did they discover yung talent na yan?
Well, nung pandemic kasi, nung time ng pandemic, nakasali ako ng isang contest sa TV.
Yeah.
Ayun. So, even before that naman, I'm doing covers regularly.
Okay.
Pero dati, very camera shy ako. Yung cover ko parang black lang, ganun. Tapos boses lang, ganyan. And then, so everybody knows naman that I sing. Pero yun nga, yung opportunities na dumating na to, being at the right place at the right time, I guess. Kaya yun talaga yung how I would describe it.
How did the team react when they found out na may deal ka with Sony?
Well, nagulat sila. Even yung team manager namin, si Sir Bing, kasi syempre, kung papasok ako sa isang side job, kailangan sabihan ko siya.
I-declare mo.
So, kailangan ko siyang sabihan. So, sabi ko, sir, okay lang po ba? Sabi niya, I don't think you will miss training. Pero I missed training today. Ironically.
Pasensya na po.
First
Sorry,
time
Enyo.
pa lang naman yata.
First time.
Magaling naman kayo eh.
There's always a first time for everything. But let's talk about that song that you just sang. Your debut single mo, Sabi Mo. Anong kwento behind that song?
Si Sabi Mo, it's about broken promises. Yan, of love and romance.
Oo, yung last few lines, yun? Ang sakit.
Ang sakit, hindi mabura.
Yun, sakit hindi mabura. I felt that. Okay, go.
Ayun, so it's a collaboration between Sir Rai Sarmiento, my producer of Six Cycle Mind. I also worked with Judge Jorge of Grace Note, Ernie Banyares, and Jepe Bongat of Kiss and Tell. So, sila po yung mga nag-play nung instruments.
Yeah.
Then, ako po boses lang po talaga. So, talagang collaborative work siya. Nung narinig ko yung initial demo nung song, acoustic siya eh.
Yeah.
Tapos parang, habang nagpi-pre-prod kami, ginajam namin ng ginajam, nag-evolve yung kanta. Tapos hanggang sa naging alternative yung sound. And then, syempre yung musical, yung mga choices ko of riffs or mga parts kung saan ko lalagyan ng grit, yun, na-develop na lang ng na-develop. Tapos, ayun, it became as it is, as you hear it right now.
I wanted to ask, anong reaction mo, first hearing it being played, tapos naririnig mo yung ibang tao, they're listening to it. Sabi mo nga dito sa post mo sa Facebook, never kong naisip na magkakaroon ako ng opportunity na mag-release ng sarili kong kanta kasi parang far-fetched yung idea. So, anong pakiramdam?
Dream come true siya. Tapos, parang sabi ko nga, at this point in my life, I never really imagined to have these opportunities. Kaya sobrang grateful ko lang po talaga na nakapunta ako sa ganitong stage na I get to share my voice na ever since hindi ko po kasi in-expect. Siyempre pag bata ka po parang naging dream mo rin siya once upon a time.
At one point,
At one point parang gusto ko maging singer kaya lang parang siyempre we have to be very practical. And now I get to do both. Kaya nakakatuwa kasi I'm very passionate with volleyball. I'm also very passionate with music. So, it's kind of nice to have both worlds mesh into one.
Okay.
Nakakatuwa po.
I was going to say, it was always going to be siguro a bit difficult, diba? When you talk about juggling and at the same time, siguro, you did not expect that music would blow up the way that it did for you at the moment. Was that always the dream though? Like nung bata ka ba, nung college ka ba, did you think na, uy, kaya ko maging recording artist or mas type mo to make a living through volleyball? What was that like sa simula?
Yung sa music kasi, ever since hobby lang talaga siya. So, I have friends who are in the music scene, dinadala-dala nila ako sa mga open mics.
Yeah.
Tapos pinag-perform nila ako. Pero that's it. Parang outlet ko lang siya of my creativity. Kasi di talaga ako magaling sa ibang forms of art. Parang music na yung pinaka-art ko eh.
Okay.
Even volleyball, actually, ano lang siya. Sabi ko, serendipitous lang din talaga. Kasi professionally, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I taught for 11 years.
Oh, okay.
Bago ako nag-transition full-time into sports coaching. And then, ayun, ngayon, dalawa. Yung sa going back to music, ano kasi siya eh, parang as a kid, I would listen to mga songs sa radio. Tapos, syempre, yung mga, alam niyo po yung pag-reunion, papakantahin ka.
Yes, that's so Pinoy.
Ilalagay ka
Yeah.
sa taas ng honor type jeep, ganyan. Yung lolo ko po, ganun. So, kanta ka dyan, apo, ganyan.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay.
Tapos ngayon, I get to live this childhood dream of mine.
Oo.
And I'm pretty sure yung grandparents ko who are...
Wait, sorry. Saan galing yung Kenan?
It's really my first name.
That's his name.
Okay. And si Coach Jai?
Kenan Jairus po kasi ako.
Ayun.
Ang kwento
So,
po...
just so we understand kung bakit
Okay.
parang iba. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yung pangalan kong Kenan, I used it nung prep school.
Okay.
Prep school.
Okay.
Kaso ang basa po nila Kenan.
Okay.
Very Pinoy.
Oh,
So
yeah,
sabi ko,
yeah, of
imbis
course.
na gamitin ko yung first name ko, edi yung nickname ko na lang sa bahay, which is Jai. Kasi po Jairus po ako eh.
Oh, so mas madali nga namang basahin
Tama
kesa
naman.
sa Kenan.
Oo.
But now that you're thriving both in sports and music, do you see yourself more as Coach Jai or as Kenan the artist?
Well, I think both can exist naman, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang pagka-coach mode, it's Coach Jai mode, and then
Okay.
pag performer mode, it's Kenan mode, something like that. Actually, just recently, I got to perform in one of our leagues.
Oh,
Yun.
okay.
Yun, in one of our leagues. Parang may turnover ceremony kasi after nung semifinal match namin against FEU. So, after noon, nag-perform ako. So, wala na pong palit-palit. Naka-jacket. Ayan, pinipin niyo po sa screen.
Wait lang. Panalo ba kayo o talo?
Panalo po
Okay,
kami.
good. Kasi kung talo kayo, and then kumanta ka, alam mo, kung ako yung manager, mag-uusap tayo.
Tungkol din naman sa sakit eh. Kung talo ka, o di ganun din naman yun. Sakit!
Totoo po.
Sabi mo pa rin yung kinanta eh, no?
Actually, sabi ko nga po yun eh. Siguro kung hindi po kami nanalo,
Oo.
siguro yamot po akong kakanta.
Oo.
Pero dahil panalo po kami, ang taas po ng energy ko.
Oh my gosh. Siguro ko lang nanonood na taga FEU after that. But okay, so we're excited about your future career. Where and how can we see yung schedule mo, yung mga gigs mo, and of course, what future releases can we look forward to?
Yung pinaka-recent ko po na gig na na kakantahan is on November 15. It's at Eton Centris. Together with the bands Kiss and Tell, Better Days,
Okay.
Angela Ken, Imago, Moonstar 88 rather, and Silent Sanctuary. So isa po ako sa mag-perform on that day, November 15. And usually schedule ko po nasa ko naman po, sa socials ko po. So sana ma-follow niyo po ako sa socials ko. It's at Kenan Quit ko on all platforms.
Do you have
naman.
any more new songs coming out?
Yeah, I'm gonna have my second single coming out in December. So abangan nyo po.
Okay.
And more pa po next year.
Okay, so I just want to kasi the sports person in me wants to try and figure out kung kailan naglaro si Coach Jai eh. Kasi nag-UAP siya dati.
Okay.
All right? And I believe sa mo season
67.
67. Okay, balikan natin season 67. What happened there? 2004?
Yes,
3, right?
2004.
So yung nag-champion nun, Lasal.
2004.
Parang yung
FEU.
And then nag-3-peat right after ata yung Lasal.
Ay, ano po? Sa men's po
Men, sorry,
Men's,
yeah, sa men's. No, sorry, yung naging reference ko yung women's.
Women's, yeah.
Yeah, so FEU.
Yeah, Lasal.
Oo. The reason why I remember that is because that was the season kung saan si Manila Santos became a big deal sa women's volleyball. And si Chisaet played volleyball pregnant.
Yeah.
And nalaman lang niya
So interesting.
after the season. Nabuntis siya.
What?
Yeah. She gave birth.
And she gave birth.
She gave birth.
She gave birth.
When the season was done.
Kaya
she gave birth.
naalala ko yung season mo eh. So, that was when he played. Kaya kung, if you can find any videos of Coach Jai playing back in the day, pa-send naman sa amin. We'll roll it over again.
You saying back in the day, ang hirap when I'm looking at his face, you look
No,
really
yun din eh.
young.
Oh, thank you.
Diba?
Yun din eh.
Parang back in the day. Kailan
You don't
back
look
in
like
the
you
day
played in
mo?
2003. You look like you played in 2023. Ano ka ba?
Thank you po.
But before we let you go, Kenan, Coach Jai, our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
Sa akin po kasi, kape lang, beautiful na yung araw ko. Tapos, normally kasi I go to NU ng super early because our training starts at 6. So, I'm there by 5:45. Kape, tapos morning kulitan with my players. Beautiful day na po agad.
Oh, I love
I
that.
wanted to ask, pag nagwa-warm up kayo sa trading niyo, may kasamang vocalization.
Hindi po. Actually, ironically, ang hirap. Kaya may nahihirapan ako i-juggle yung singing and coaching. Kasi sa coaching, more on shouting.
Shouting,
Sigaw ka.
yeah,
Na
yeah.
masakit talaga
Nagalit ka ba? Huwag ka na magalit.
There are times na...
Kantayin mo na lang yung instructions mo, di ba?
I-modulate ko dapat.
Dito
Modulate.
kayo.
Ano ba yan?
Break muna.
Okay.
But thank you, Kenan, for joining us today.
Maraming salamat.
Kenan, ladies and gentlemen, on Beautiful Day.
Coach Jai, Kenan the artist, it just all works. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much.
Salamat.
Okay, so we're still counting on the days to Christmas and we've counted it down and we are now going to 50. 50 beautiful days.
50? Oh my goodness.
Sa mga ngaraling na si Kenan.
Oo nga.
Oo, very, very soon. Dito din sana. Why not?
Mag-practice ka na ng Christmas songs mo.
Yes,
For
sir.
December.
Oo. Kakantayin niya in between games
Yes.
din. Oo. Na kapag panalo lang yung NU. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap on our show this Wednesday, November 5. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Paolo de Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Ann, Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead and always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful Day.